Good morning students, I am your Miss Pratima, your science teacher. Today I am going to explain you chapter number 3, that is about the metals and non-metals. Okay, we know that there are different types of metals and non-metals which we use in our day-to-day life. So do you know what are their properties and why they are being used in our day-to-day life? So as we know, there are 118 elements which are being known for us today. We are aware that each element displays a definite set of properties, means different elements have different properties. Okay, and there are differences as well in as similarities in the properties of these elements, means they have differences in their properties as well as they have the similarities in their properties, means maybe two or more elements have similarity in their characteristics or properties, or maybe they have the differences. So we can classify the elements into two large groups according to their properties. These are first one, metals and non-metals. A group of metals shares a set of properties, means when there will be a group of metals, they will have the same properties. Okay, or non-metals on the other hand displays many properties opposite to those of metals. As we all know that metals and non-metals, they have the opposite characteristics, means metal will have the different characteristics and the non-metal will exhibit the totally opposite characteristics to the metal. Okay, so elements say from both of these categories are used in our day-to-day life. We know that elements which comes under metals as well as the elements which comes under non-metals, both are being used in our day-to-day life widely. Okay, so they fulfill all our needs and requirements. So whatever the needs and requirements we have in our day-to-day life, that are being fulfilled by the use of the metals and the non-metals. Okay, the elements that show the characteristics of both metals and non-metals, we will call that as the metalloid. So elements can be categorized as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Coming to the next topic, that is the physical properties of the metal. First physical property, that is the metallic luster. In their pure state, metals have a shining surface, means if the metals that exist in their pure state, they have their shining surface. So the occurrence of shiny surface is known as the metallic luster. So metals like magnesium, aluminium appear white, whereas the copper is reddish brown and the gold is yellow in color. That means metals, due to its metallic luster, can be used to make the ornaments and jewelries. Okay, the next characteristics, that is the hardness. Metals are generally hard. Metals are not generally hard, but as you all know that exception found everywhere. We know that there is an element which is called as the sodium. It's very soft element, even that we can cut by using the knife. So students, we can say that जो metals like iron, copper, aluminium, that are quite hard, they cannot be easily cut with a knife, but a sodium is so soft that it can be easily cut with a knife. That means hardness. Metals exhibit generally the hard characters. Third one is malleability. Metals can be hammered into thin sheets, means by using the metals we can make the thin sheets, because they can be hammered and make the thin sheets, and this property is called as what? Malleability. Clear students? Like gold, silver, copper, aluminium, that are malleable metals. All metals are not equally malleable. Some are more malleable than others. Means different metals like gold, silver, copper, aluminium, they can be hammered to make the thin sheets, and the malleability of different metals are different. Okay, then because of this only, if we can make the thin sheets, they are being used widely in our day-to-day life. Like for example, gold can be used to shape into intricate chains and rings. Next characteristic, that is physical characteristic, that is the ductility. So metals can be drawn into wires, means that can be stretched, and this ability of metals to be drawn, means or to stretch, into thin wires is called as the ductility. Okay, what do we call ductility? That means metals can be stretched and it has been used to make the wires. Okay students, for example, gold is the most ductile metal. It is interesting to know that a wire of about 2 km length can be drawn from 1 gram of gold. Okay. So metals can be given different shapes according to our needs because of their malleability and ductility. Their next characteristics, that is conductors of heat and electricity. We know that all the metals, they are good conductors of heat. That means they can conduct the heat, means they will allow the heat to pass through. Okay, in a similar manner, metals are good conductors of electricity. That means they will allow the electricity to pass through it. Okay, for example, copper wires we use commonly in our households, cables and fluxes in electrical appliances. Even aluminum cables are being used. Okay, so we can say that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Next characteristics, that is melting and boiling points. As you all know that all metals, they have high melting and boiling point. For example, if we talk about the melting point of copper, that is 1083 degree. Okay, however some metals like sodium and potassium that have low melting points. Okay students, so if we say that about the melting point and boiling point of metals, they have normally high boiling and melting point. Okay, the next characteristics, that is the metals are sonorous. That means most of the metals, they produce the ringing sound when they are being struck, and this characteristic is known as the sonorous. Okay students, next is metals that have high tensile strength and high density. Now we will discuss about the physical characteristics of the non-metals. Next we will discuss the physical characteristics of non-metals. Okay, as you all know that there are some examples of non-metal like carbon, sulfur, iodine, oxygen, hydrogen. So non-metals are either solids or gaseous except the bromine, which is a liquid. Okay, and do metals have physical properties similar to that of non-metals, or do non-metals have physical properties similar to that of metals? No, because the characteristics of metals are totally different or opposite to the characteristics of the non-metals. So here we will discuss the first characteristics, that is the physical state. So non-metals have been found to exist in all the three states, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. For example, sulfur, carbon are solids, non-metals. Bromine exists in liquid state, non-metal and liquid state, and oxygen, nitrogen, etc. that exists in gaseous state. That means non-metal can exist in all three states, that is solid, liquid and gases. Clear students? Then here it is explained, all metals except mercury exist solids at room temperature. Okay, then we come to the brittleness, means solid non-metals are brittle, means they can break down when hammered or stretched. For example, sulfur and phosphorus. Thus brittleness is the characteristics of non-metal. Okay, then coming to next characteristics, that is the malleability, means non-metals are non-malleable, means they cannot be beaten or hammered into sheets, means we cannot hammer, or non-metals cannot be beaten, okay, into thin sheets. Coming to the next characteristic, that is the ductility. Non-metals are non-ductile, they cannot be drawn into wires. For example, if we talk about the non-metals like sulfur and phosphorus are stretched, they break into pieces instead of forming the wires. So we cannot use the non-metals for making the wires. Okay. Next is electrical and thermal conductance except graphite. Graphite, we all know that it is allotrope of carbon. Okay, it is the allotrope of carbon. It is only the non-metal which can conduct the electricity. Rest non-metals, they do not conduct the electricity. Okay students, Then about the softness, except diamond. We know that diamond is the hardest element. We cannot break it. So rest other non-metals, they are soft in nature. Okay. Melting and boiling points. Non-metal usually have low melting and boiling points. Okay students. Then remaining topic we will discuss in next video. Thank you.